exactly.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore, and we've got not one, but two feline co-hosts. Showing up right now is pet safety cat Casey. Wow. And maybe if I whistle, we'll get the other one, Rusty the performer. Here you go. Come on. Come here. There you go. Rusty. There he is. Just like Pavlov's dog. What? Everybody give it up for Rusty the performer. Yay! All right, we've got a great show for you today. This is presented by the Cat Fancier Association. I want to first introduce the humans that are part of this. Let's give a pause and applause to an all-breed judge from the CFA and our co-pilot today, and that is Kathy Black. Woo! And hiding behind this beautiful gray cat, which is what type?
Russian blue.
Russian blue.
Russian blue is the remarkable editor of Cat Talk and also a CFA all-breed judge, Teresa Kiger. Woo! We also want to give a shout out to our very special guest today. Many of you know her. She's the one that makes our houses look so perfect. And I'm talking about the founder of House Panther, that's H-A-U-S, Panther, a New York Times best-selling author, and you know what, a pretty cool person, the one and only, sitting right here, Kate Benjamin. Let's give it up for Kate. Woo! We also want to thank Chastity Radar of Ceylon's Wonderland, because she's given away some wands, and we've got some good prizes that we're going to give away today too. We're going to salute the breed Berman. Hello. Hi. We've got Juanita here. Hi, Juanita. We're going to be having you guys on in a little bit. She is she is a CFA judge that's going to talk about the Bermans. And at the end, as we always do, toasting all cats, we're going to have a kitty cocktail, yours truly created. It's called in honor of Kate Benjamin, because we're trying to make our houses look not so catty. We're talking about the perfect lint roller drink. All I'm going to tell you right now is it's got a little rum in it and some, we got some coconut, shredded coconut. You're like, what is she doing? You're going to find out.
Get the hair off your tongue? Is that what it's for?
And I'm wearing black on purpose so that if I get any of the coconut shredded on me, you guys will know what it's like to have a white cat wearing a black shirt or a black cat wearing a white shirt. You know the deal. So cat's hair to me is awesome. And speaking of how awesome cats are, do you know just a day ago was National Ginger Cat Appreciation Day. I posted it on my Facebook page, Arden Moore, and things went cray-cray. These are my ginger boys. We've got on the left, Rusty the performer. He's just over a year old, and then always with something to say is pet safety cat Casey, who turned 6, and he is the most active safety cat on the planet. He's traveled to 13 states by car and by plane to help me teach veterinary approved pet first aid and some pet behavior, also with the Fear-Free Pets movement. So I am very blessed, and we'll show a live shot. Casey goes, I'm your safety cat. That's what I am. I'm here to do whatever I can. Be it early morning, late afternoon, or at midnight, I'm here for you. So I want you to know we have a house full of cats from all of our guests and our special judges. And speaking of orange tabby cats, when you think of that, do you know exactly 52 years ago, 1968, there was a famous spokes cat that was created. And this cat came from the Hinsdale, Illinois Animal Shelter. You know him better as Morris the cat. Did you guys know that? What do you think of that, Kathy?
I think that's a very well-known name. I think everybody knows that cat, right?
So he was pitching for 9 lives, I guess. But I wanted to let you know he was actually called the Clark Gable of cats, and he was called the world's most finicky cat. And he was actually adopted by a famous animal trainer by the name of Bob Martinique. And obviously, there's been other Morrises down the road. He ran for president in 1968, or no, 1988. So I'm just saying, you never know what kind of hidden talent your cat or dog may have. But in honor of orange cats, I've never had any until now, and now I have two. There's a lot of comments about orange cats. Now, I know they're not a breed, but I have a cat all breed judge with me right now. Kathy, what's something seems to be consistent when you think about a personality and a ginger or an orange tabby? What's something normal?
Yeah, we call them red in the cat.
Red?
Yes, instead of ginger or orange. But, you know,
red.
Until you've lived with a crazy redhead, you just have to live with a cat. I mean, I've owned several. I've had red tabby and whites. I've had my red Somalis. And they are a little bit different personality for sure.
Well, Casey always has something to usually say, and he's never met a stranger or a strange person. And I'm very happy. I work my cats, so when it isn't COVID, he actually is a certified therapy cat, and he goes to see the Brookdale buddies at our memory care center in Dallas, and he goes to see kids at shelters. He wears a cowboy hat, and he rides in a stroller and walks on a leash. And I'm trying to do everything I can to give him an enriched life. What do you think, Kathy?
I think he's a special cat, and I've seen him in action. So I think that he deserves all the accolades you can give him. I just want to make one correction real quick. Juanita is not a judge. She's a
sorry.
I
promoted you.
People ask me, when did Juanita become a judge? So I just want to correct that for the people that are watching. But we appreciate
I'm going to do kitty push-ups after the show. All right, I promise. So, okay. Now, before we kick the meat of the show off, we do want to let you guys know we have some winners from last week's contest. Now, the general trivia was a little tricky, but I gave away two of my cat books called Fit Cat. And the question basically was this, so not to keep you in the dark. Believe it or not, in the Middle Ages, there were some medicinal concoctions that used cat poop. Look where I go with this, Kate Benjamin. So the choices were, which was the following choices that was not a medicinal use of cat poop? So your choices were to deal with people that had baldness, people that had dizziness, people that had a skin rash, or people that had seizures. So no longer keeping you in suspense. They use cat poop for all of those conditions except skin rashes.
Oh.
So I'm just very glad I don't live in the Middle Ages. Okay. Yeah. So with that, Kathy, who won my autographed copies of Fit Cat?
Yeah, thank goodness, the leaks, bloodletting, and all that stuff went out too. Andrea Dorn was one of the correct answers. We did have a couple of correct answers on the Zoom. So Andrea won the book, and then on the Facebook feed, Nancy Kerr won one of your books from the Facebook answers on the Facebook trivia. So those were the two winners of the books last week. And then we had, for the wands, the beautiful wands that were made special for last week.
Thank you, Chastity Radar of
Chastity.
Ceylon's Wanderland.
We have Nancy Dion and Larry Johnson, who is one of our photographers that comes to our shows and takes pictures of our lovely cats. So congratulations to Larry Johnson and Nancy Dion for winning the wands. And here's my wand. I'll try to get it to show up. The Zoom camera kind of makes it disappear. And Andrea Dorn and Nancy Kerr for winning the books. And we'll, as we changed it up a few weeks ago, we will again choose randomly winners, and we will announce those next week from the trivia contest that we're doing today.
We had somebody, Jamie said she wanted to know about, I did a couple weeks ago give away one of my pet first aid kits. Unfortunately, Jamie, you weren't the winner, but maybe next week I'll be giving away another one and you can try to get that going. But they're really great because they're for cats, dogs, and humans, and they're waterproof. So I want you to know about that, but I hope, keep trying because we're gonna have some questions. So here comes today's trivia question. And then I'm going to tell you what the prize is. The trivia question, you guys should get this. It's easier than last week. How fast can an indoor cat run? Now, if you just had like the straightaway in your house or whatever, the choices are here. Can they run up to 10 miles an hour? That's A. Can they run up to 20 miles an hour? That's B. Can they run up to 30 miles an hour? That's C. Or can they flat out go up to 40 miles an hour? That's D. Now you're going to be like, well, what's the answer? Well, Kathy, what's our new policy? When do we say? When do we let the cat answer out of the bag?
We don't let the answer out until the end of the show, and we'll announce a winner next week.
Okay, all right, because I already see people throwing out numbers here. That's great, that's great. And guess what you're going to win? This is the perfect tee up. I am so honored to have as our special guest today, you guys know her, Kate Benjamin of House Panther. And I want you after the show to go hauspanther.com because we would fill the whole show with all her accolades. She is a New York Times best-selling author. She is, I think, the number uno in cat decor. She is a major cat advocate that's all about enriching the lives of cats in our homes, at cat shows, and yes, even in shelters. And I love her mission statement, which is making the world a better place for cats and the people who love them, one scratching post at a time. So let's give pause and applause to the remarkable Kate Benjamin. Welcome to Meowy Hour, Kate. Woo!
Welcome.
So you got a prize for my humble trivia question, and I see a lot of people hitting their speed dials on their speed question. Can you share one of the, she's given away 3 prizes on the show today, but this one for the general trivia, she's given away 2 baskets with.
These are 2 gift baskets featuring an assortment of my new toy line with House Panther, from the House Panther collection, that is created in partnership with Primetime Pets, who helps me manufacture all of my products and my furniture that you're starting to see in stores and on websites all over the place. So we have 2 different baskets that this is the Zest colorway and this is the Ocean, and it has an assortment of toys, but also in there is a sampling of our brand new House Panther freeze-dried raw treats and toppers. There's a little sampler of a meal topper.
And is that Pico de Gato there right now with you?
Pico de Gato, one of my 3 boys who are about a year old, and they really would like some of the treats. So I'm gonna give them some in a little while.
So Casey and Rusty say, excuse me, Kate, really, if you're like needing any like really good feline, you know, treat testers, you know,
I will hook them up, I promise.
Because Casey is actually with me every issue of Catster. I write the nutrition column called The Finicky Feline. And so we'll figure it out, but we'll promote it. And Primetime Pets, guys, your English teacher may not like the spelling. Make sure, tell us how it's actually spelled, Kate.
Pets is with a Z at the end.
Okay, Primetime Pets is your partner in this all, right?
Exactly. So we just launched the freeze-dried. The treats come in 3 versions. We have a chicken liver, a beef liver, and a turkey heart, and they are very popular. And then, so the Zest gift basket has the chicken.
Okay.
The Ocean colored gift basket has the beef, because that's the color the package is.
I gotta get quizzed on this later. Okay, so this is it. So you guys know, and Kathy's handling this. She's gonna find a couple of winners to our question of how fast a cat can run up to. We're talking indoor cat, house cat, not the jaguar, not the puma, you know, not the bobcat, not the cheetah, our beautiful babies that live with us in our homes. And we want to thank Kate Benjamin for giving away 2 of these baskets. Now, during our course of you and I speaking right now, Kate, you're going to give away a 3rd gift to some lucky person, and let's go ahead and show that. I feel like I'm Vanna White. Can you present it?
So we'll probably talk a little bit about scratching.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's such an important part of every cat's environment. And so what I do on House Panther is I share information with my readers about every different kind of cat product, so that they can really give their cat the thing that they appreciate and use the most. So when it comes to scratching, we all know there are different surfaces, there are horizontal scratchers, vertical scratchers, incline. So sometimes, especially for new cat owners, or if you get a new cat, you have to try a few different types and experiment. So one of the scratchers that I have in my line is called the Scratch Pole.
Oh, I like it.
And this is kind of unique because normally if you need a big heavy base to make a scratcher stand up and be really sturdy. That's an important piece of looking at different scratcher designs is, does it stand up to the cat, really pulling on it and getting a good stretch, especially a nice big strong tall cat. So, but not everybody has enough space always for that big huge heavy base. This scratcher, you can see it rotates, and that acts like a curtain rod.
Yeah.
It changes the length. So you create just the right length, and then you use tension, and it goes underneath a table or a desk.
Nice.
It holds in place really sturdy without a big base. Plus, it's taking advantage of that unused space under a desk, you know, near where you spend a lot of time, which is where cats want to scratch. And especially like in a small apartment or something, you can use that extra space and give your cat a little special scratching place. So we're going to give away one of those. This is the dual surface version because it has seagrass on top, and then it has like a felt carpet on the bottom. So some cats scratch down low, like that different texture. And then there's another version that's all seagrass, and it's all.
And Rusty says you go like this. This is how you do it, guys. You do it, you scratch it, you become a feline Zorro, right?
Wait, that is ingenious.
She is ingenious. Kate Benjamin is ingenious.
I would have never thought about putting it under a table because I always tell people, you know, you want it to be tall, but you don't want it to fall over. And so that's a great idea. I really like, I want that.
So you and Jamie also just texted saying, hey, Kate, how do we get their paws? If they don't win this one, how do they get the scratch paw? So you don't mind, you have so many creative things and you're not, you know, you're not all about yourself. You're really all about the CAT. So how do people get their paws on it?
So I sell my products on my own online store, which is, so if you go to housepanther.com, there's a link over to the online store. But they are also on Amazon and Chewy and pretty much everywhere. Primetime Pets has done a great job of really getting these products out there. And that's my goal. When I first started making, okay, all right, he's eating this gift basket. This is great.
You know what? He just personalized it.
Totally took a bite out of that. I'll replace that one. So when I first started House Panther, I started with the blog, and then soon after I started making handmade cat toys and beds and scratchers, and I was making them myself here in my studio in Phoenix, and I had a few helpers. I had some people working for me, but I couldn't really get the reach that I wanted. I wanted to get my products just, you know, out there into more hands and more affordable. So that I partnered up with Primetime Pets, so they have that manufacturing capability, and that's been extremely exciting because I really try to stay on top of the cat product world and you know, what is out there, what's not out there, what do we need, what's missing, what's really innovative.
Well, and that's really brings us to now COVID. Yeah. Many people are housebound, and I am going to rally for the cats who have been used to the humans leaving the house to go to work. So they can do like 17 cat naps and do whatever they want to do without the humans around. Now, for the last 5-6 months, we're all under one roof, including some dogs and cats. So how important is it to really give cats something to do indoors and to have things like space savers like you're doing now with the scratch pole? But if you guys kind of look above Kate's head, she doesn't have wall art. She has cat gymnastic things. So talk about COVID and why even now more than ever, our indoor cats need enrichment.
Yes. So I think for me, I generally spend a lot of time at home with my cats, working from home part of the day and from my studio part of the day. So my schedule hasn't changed much, but I know I've heard from so many readers and other people who have had to transition to working at home. There are a lot of things that, like you're saying, your cat doesn't really get a break from you during the day.
No offense to us, but they're like,
my cats too, they're all like, middle of the day, I can't find anybody because they're all hiding. And so I think, a lot of the research that I've done in working on some new shelter design projects that I have in the works is this idea about how we know that cats require safe spaces to get away, a place where they can feel comfortable, where they're hidden from view. And in a multi-cat household or a multi-species household, or if you have small children, they really need that hideaway, and they also need the ability to climb and get off the floor. And it all goes to creating a place where they feel safe in order to reduce stress. And when a cat is up high, they feel safer because they have a better view of their territory. So I have 12 cats here.
All right.
And I'm not a breeder, so I'm just a collector.
No, I think those are 12 darn lucky cats. Who do you live with? Who's your human? Oh, why, Kate Benjamin of House Panther. I would be like Disneyland. I'd be purring all the time.
This is the love of my life, the new love of my life. This is Jeremiah Bean Dip.
Did you guys hear that? Jeremiah Bean Dip.
Yes.
Okay.
And his brothers Horatio Queso and Pico de Gato. So anyway, so I have my husband and I live with 12 cats here in our condo, which is only about 1,100 square feet. But I've created a super highway all the way around the living room. And I can show you a little bit if you would like.
Yeah, we'd like to. And she's bringing up a really good point, guys. I'm in a tiny house in the backyard right now in Dallas, Ard's Den, doing the show. It's 200 square feet, but using the vertical highway is a great thing for cats. So go ahead and give us a little tour.
So we have a catio out here, and then you can see I just have different cat trees and shelves at different angles that kind of go all the way around the room. Can you see over there?
Oh, yeah.
And then there's some more cat trees. And can you see the bridge?
Yes.
There's a bridge over that window that looks into the kitchen. And
the bridge over the River Purr.
Exactly. Oh, no, now he's taken the spot of the computer.
So, Kate, I have a question. Do you glue down some kind of a surface up there so the cats can not fall off? Because it's like some kind of a rope or a carpet or something.
All my shelves have floor carpet tiles attached to them. So you can see those make a really nice non-slip surface. The bridge itself, actually, not all the cats use the bridge. It's kind of fun. It just connects from one shelf over to the other. And then
my cats would jump it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, not all the cats like the bridge. But the boys do. The young ones do, because they were kind of used to it at a young age. So they hang out up there, but it just has slats. So actually their feet and their paws can go through the slats.
But they're not going to fall to the floor. Right.
No, it's actually really sturdy. It's a design that I got from Rescue Rebuild, and they put them in a lot of their shelter designs. So,
in addition, if you don't mind, we talked about going like the super highway on the walls. You do use studs sometimes and others. And so if somebody was renting a place, it's easy to, you know, bring it back to what it looked like before you leave. But how important is it for them to be up there? You talked about they like to survey their surroundings from up high, but I'm saying, what are some behavior problems that might be minimized if you invest in, instead of a picture on your wall, something for your cats?
Oh, absolutely. Giving them that vertical space basically gives them more territory. It gives them a space to go and get away. Like I was saying before, if you have dogs or small children, they can just get up and away. The other thing that I like to emphasize is that you want to create these climbing surfaces and these hideaways and these places in your home for your cat to use that you design, that you choose. You know, you want to have control over this so that they are not just finding their own hiding place, cramming themselves under the bed or into the back of the closet, or on a dangerous shelf, a place where you don't want them to get to. So
exactly.
You want to give them the yes. Jackson always says this: give them the no, and then give them the yes. So if there's something you don't want them to scratch on, he's going to destroy the. You know, it's that idea of creating something special for them that you've really thought out the details. So like all of my perches, either the ones that I manufacture or the ones that I DIY, have the non-slip surface on top, or they have a toy hanging underneath.
Good, yeah.
That little extra thing that makes it for a cat. But House Panther is all about it can match your decor. Right.
You no offense to all of us, your house looks catty in a good way.
Right.
So you're the 21st century definition of catty, which leads me to the term you and Jackson Galaxy created, catification. Explain what that means. Please show your book. One author to another. Come on. New York Times best-selling book. Come on, guys. We got Juanita and her hubby there. What do you guys think? This is pretty cool, don't you guys think? Are your cats getting kitty envy right now? The Bermans? Do they need some? I see that beautiful picture in the background, but I think we need some cat wall art. So go ahead and show the book and explain about what the term catification means, Kate.
So this was our first book, which is titled Catification. Here we go.
Yep.
And #1 New York Times bestseller. This is the reprint. I just found out there are 55,000 copies of this in print.
Wow.
I know.
Yes, yes. That's a lot of cat kibble.
But what we wanted to do with this idea is basically catification takes all of the behavior stuff that Jackson does and my design stuff and puts it together to create inspiration for how people can design their home to suit their cat's needs as well as their own aesthetics. So there's been, you know, as you know, there's been a lot of writing about cat behavior and a lot of great books about environmental enrichment and what cats need. But not a lot had been really addressing the idea of what can it look like. You know,
exactly, right.
Sort of the logistics of it. Like the concept was there, but how, you know, how do you make a cat shelf? How do you connect the superhighway? All these things, you know. So we kind of came up with this book the first part is all of the behavior sort of theory and everything that you need to know about why environmental enrichment is important for cats. And then it's just pictures and DIYs and all sorts of inspiration so that people can look through and think, oh, I could do that in my house. That's really interesting. I can see doing that.
Well, I think a lot of people are at home now, and there's a lot of DIY projects going on. Yeah. And for myself, Julie and I are going to be building an enclosure in our back deck so we can make it like a catio, but for people too, with a TV and everything. But we want our cats to be outside safely in the yard, on the deck. It'll be enclosed, but it'll have, you know, the air coming through. So is there a tip you can give a little bit about catios? Because they're really popular now.
Yeah, patios are one of my favorite things. That's why I bought this condo, because it had good patio potential, I call it.
Okay, all right.
I already had, when I moved in, a big back patio with a 6-foot wall that went around it, but it was open on top. So all we did was we extended the roof out, and then we put in mesh panels that allow sun and air to come through. So now that connects from the top of the wall to the roof, and no one can get out and no one can get in.
Good,
So
good.
my patio is featured in this book, along with a couple of others. And then in our second book, Catify to Satisfy, there are even more amazing patios. Diane Armitage's patio in San Juan Capistrano is in here. And hers is kind of this whole series of outdoor areas that are connected. And
Nice.
chairs in them. So what you're saying about making it a space that people can enjoy too, that's fantastic, especially in a climate like you're in Texas, I'm in Arizona. We have the perfect place for a patio.
Yeah.
I'm also, my patio also is where most of my litter boxes are, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because it's right there, it's easily accessible. I have 2 cat doors that go out, so nobody can guard, you know, that's the really important thing about creating any space for a cat, is making sure if you have multiple cats or cats and dogs, that no one is going to resource guard or trap anybody. So we talk about a lot of that theory in both books, this idea of when we talk about the superhighway, it's about traffic flow. And it's about making sure that you have wide lanes or alternative on and off ramps and no dead ends. And you can really think about, think like a cat, from any point on your superhighway, where are they going to go next? Can they go up? Can they go down? And really plan it out that way so that there are no dangerous jumps or dead ends or things that are going to cause a conflict.
Well, I think, because I want to know if anybody has some questions they want to ask Kate Benjamin, this is your opportunity. And while we're fielding those, I think I have a question that we could use as your question to give away the scratch poll. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kate Benjamin mentioned how many cats she has in her apartment that she owns, her condo in Arizona with her husband. So does she have 10 cats? And don't answer this, Kate. Does she have 12 cats? Does she have 14 cats? Or does she have 16 cats? Whoever answers it, we're going to pick randomly among the winners, and you're going to get your paws on the scratch poll. What do you think of this, Kathy? Is this going to work?
Yeah, we'll make it work. I had a couple
I see a lot of people are really paying attention.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
I had a couple of questions for Kate.
Go ahead, Kate.
Okay.
I mean, go ahead, Kathy. I'm sorry. There's so many K's on this show. Go for it.
My first question was, I forgot. But my second question was, how did you meet Jackson? And how did you get tied in with Jackson Galaxy?
Sure. So I started blogging in 2007. And a little bit more of my background to get to the answer to that question. I was working at as the marketing director at a children's product company. And so I was around a lot of really innovative, beautiful, modern design for parents. And I questioned, well, how come nobody's really looking at this space for cat parents? So I created a blog at the time. It was moderncat.net I was blogging at. And this was before Jackson even filmed his pilot. He was a big fan of mine. So when he was still in Boulder and he was doing cat behavior stuff, he had been following my blog, and he had been trying to email me and say, hey, I think we need to work together. And then finally, when the pilot season came out of My Cat from Hell, one of my readers sent me a link to this show and said, you have to see this. And I was like, what is this? This is the best show ever. I love what he's doing. Who is this? I need to meet this guy. And then a mutual friend said, you know, he's been trying to get in touch with you. And so we got on the phone and we just instantly hit it off. We knew that what we were both doing, if we combined those two things, it would be bigger than either of us could sort of come up with on our own. And so it was really synergistic. I started working on the show then. So we met and we came up with this idea of the seed of catification, which is environmental enrichment that includes both design side.
It's important.
Yeah, and so I started working on the show, then we wrote the books, and we've worked on many other projects since then. We're now starting to do more shelter design related things, and
I think it's fabulous the way that he can solve problems just by many times looking at the environment and making escape routes like what you were talking about, and not dead ends, and giving the cats the proper fun, vertical, whatever. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I did remember my second question, or actually, first question.
Sorry, Kathy.
I'm old and my ears are old. What was the name of that second book? You rattled it off very quickly.
So the second book is Catify to Satisfy.
Catify to Satisfy.
Yes.
Okay, love it.
Also a Times bestseller.
Yeah, you know, did you hear how she just kind of mentioned briefly?
Yeah, it just falls off her lips, you know.
That is awesome. But you know what? That means that you guys put your brains together and are filling a need. And there's too many kitties that are getting surrendered to shelters because people don't know what they can do without breaking their bank to have enrichment in their home and have it a win-win. So Martha Stewart could walk in and love your design, but Martha Stewart's cat could walk in and love your design. And that seems to be the secret to success.
Yeah, and I've always said, like, what I do is I use design to make the world a better place for cats, and also to help us celebrate our love of cats. And I always tell the story of how I got, you know, I would get lots of emails from readers saying, oh, you know, we got a new cat, but either my husband's an architect or I'm an architect, and all of the scratchers that I can find are so ugly. This was years ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot. And so I took it upon myself to say, I need to show these people that there are scratchers that their cat will use and that they will love having in their home. Because if that cat doesn't have a scratcher, they're going to scratch on the sofa, and then they're either going to get declawed, or they're going to be put outside, or they're going to get taken back to the shelter. And so none of those are acceptable for cats. And
well, the other thing is you do have a CFA Cat Fancier Association because you've had booths at some of the CFA shows, right?
Yeah, so the Phoenix Feline Fanciers here in Phoenix is our local CFA affiliate, and they have their annual show every December, and I try to always vent there whenever I can. That's what Barbara Yeager is in charge of that chapter, and she's fantastic. It's a really fun group. They have a really nice big show.
I've judged that show several times, so I've probably seen you. And, yes.
Wow. See, it's a small per world. You didn't know that. So you talked a little bit, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, but we've got cats that go to cat shows. You've got cats. We're going to see a little bit from Juanita in a second about the Burmans. You've got cats like mine that are traveling or teaching. You've got cats that were brought out from the streets and now they're in homes or apartments. But you also have a special fondness for cats who need enrichment in shelters. You want to talk a little bit about another mission you're getting into, or is it too early?
Yeah, no, so in general terms.
Yeah, general, don't worry, we won't give away trade secrets.
Season 7 of My Cat from Hell, the season finale episode, Jackson and I did our first shelter together on the show. That's when we did a makeover for Sante d'Or in Los Angeles. And it was fantastic. It was a complete transition. When we got there, all the cats were just in cages. It wasn't very amenable to visitors coming in. You know, it wasn't welcoming. It was very functional with all the cats in cages. And so we kind of brought in that idea of what a lot of the cat cafes are working with. I've also worked with a lot of cat cafes. There's kind of a blurry line between shelter and cat cafe now because they're
oh, good. Actually, that's a good thing to have a blur now, right?
Absolutely. And one of these things that is happening is the way cat cafes, they're merchandising the cats and they're creating a welcoming, beautiful environment that is branded, that is gorgeous, that is inviting. And then for me, that space becomes a showcase for catification.
Very
So
good.
someone comes in and they see examples of shelves and scratchers and litter boxes. And again, they think, oh, I could do that. I could see that in my house. I'm going to adopt this cat. I'm going to go home and do all these things. And so the shelters, and many shelters across the country have started embracing this concept. And there are some absolutely gorgeous cat rooms out there. But we're going to bring our concept of catification to the idea of shelter design. And we've actually done a few. I've done several here in Arizona, so several cat room shelter designs. I've worked with Greater Good, Rescue Rebuild on some designs across the country. And they've all been really fun to work on and very successful, and has transformed how the spaces are used and how the cats feel in the space.
I mean, really, how they're being enriched is going to help them have a full life and have a greater bond with their humans. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of kitties around that are going to call you Saint Cat, not Saint Kate, Saint Cat, because you truly are a cat advocate. And I want everybody to please go to House Panther, and it's spelled HAUSPANTER.com, and get going. I mean, I can't wait to share with you what I'm going to do to our patio when we're still saving our pennies. We're getting there. But I am very conscious of making sure that there's enough scratching posts and places to go. And you know what? You're the one leading that message point. And I really consider you a great person and a great friend. And I'm giving you a kiss because you're a good person.
Thank you so much.
For persons, you know. Do you have anything left, Kathy? Because we want to then get going with the Burmans too.
Sure. I was just going to say that, you know, cats by nature are solitary animals, and they need to have their own space. And if they don't have enough space, they get stressed out. And you may not know your cat is stressed out because it may not be actually showing you any physical signs of stress, but it could be stressed internally. So it may not have the right digestion, or not eating properly, or overeating, or undereating, you know, so they show their stress in different ways. So I love the idea of giving, you know, different pathways and different heights and different, you know, different surfaces and different shapes, because the cats are just going to always be exploring, which is one of the things they love to do. So I think that's fantastic.
So we're gonna stick around, Kate, because we're gonna make the perfect lint roller drink in your honor, because it's a drink to celebrate cat hair everywhere in your home. But first, we've got about 10 minutes or so that we're gonna devote to the profile breed, which is the Burmans, and I'm gonna let my co-host here, my co-pilot, Kathy Black, make the introductions, because these guys have been rocking it during the whole show. You guys,
and I do not know the gentleman with Juanita. Juanita, you want to introduce him?
My husband, William Ward.
Oh, hi, William. What's up, man?
Thank you so much, Juanita, for joining us. Juanita and I have never met in person. We've just emailed each other. So it's nice to meet you face to face, and thank you for being with us today and having your beautiful Burman babies out there. Let me bring my PowerPoint up, and we're going to talk about the Burman breed for a little bit. Juanita, you can join in whenever you want it, whatever you want to do. Let me get my screen sharing going here. Okay. Okay, so this is our Burman breed. Let me get to the first page. It is the sacred cat of Burma. And the Burman is an interesting looking cat because it's got a lot of different things going on about it. First of all, you notice that it has the Siamese pointed gene. So you have the color on the extremities of the cat. So you have the color on the face, the legs, and the tail. But it also has the gloving gene, which is a white gene that comes and covers up part of the feet. So it is a medium-sized cat, very strongly built. It's got a rounded face. It has what we call as a Roman profile. I couldn't find a picture in profile. Maybe Juanita can show us one of the cats. It has a different shape to the nose that we describe as Roman. It is a pointed breed, like I said, with the white gloving gene. We call the front the gloves and the back the laces. And I did finally find a picture showing the laces, so it's going to be kind of funny. It is a single coat, soft and silky. They have a very soft voice. They often say they kind of chirp. And I don't know if your cats do this at home, Juanita, or you have any that do this, but sometimes when a Burman kind of gets excited, they huff and puff like it, you know.
We actually have a nickname for one of the Berman shows is Huffywood.
Okay, so they kind of get this sound. Not all Burmans huff and puff like that, but it's really funny when they do it. They come in a variety of colors. Seal, which is what this cat here is. With the dilute of that is blue. We have chocolate. The dilute is lilac. We have red and cream, and of course torty, which would be the intermingling of the red in the other patterns. And they also come in the mix pattern, which means they have tabby points. So they will have striping on their legs and striping on their ears and their face. Here's some different pictures. These are tabby points. Here's a seal point. This is probably a chocolate, maybe. It's hard to tell in pictures. But you can see all these cats have the Siamese pointed gene, the lighter body with the white on their feet. Now, the Burman breeders get upset with us judges if we focus only on the feet. But there are there's certain parts that the color on the white on the front of the feet is not to extend above the second metatarsal, which is that second joint on the foot. And so we do look at the feet for the color and if there's any spots in that white and different things like that. Here's some pictures that Juanita sent me. You want to talk about these, Juanita?
So the first picture there is a bunch of kittens that we were showing at the cat show, and we just had a whole lot of fun gathering them all up and carrying them around from ring to ring. The second one are some of our girls. The one in the middle is our 15-year-old seal Torty, and to her right is a seal point, to her left is a blue point. And they're all, the one in the middle is retired, the other two are mamas in our breeding program. The batch of red kittens up in the corner and a batch of seal point and other colored kittens in the bottom corner. In the middle of the bottom is our No Way Jose. He's a cream point Burman, and he's our most special show cat. We really love him. And then you've got a picture of the beautiful laces.
Yes. So we call this laces. So it's kind of referring to like you lacing up your ice skates. So the color is not to extend all the way above the hock, which is where the leg changes direction here. Ignore this little blob right here. I found this picture on the internet. It made me laugh with the little toe beans there. But we're looking for symmetry in these laces, and like I said, it's something that God paints on there. You can't control it. So they're not always going to be exactly the same. But we look at the back of the hocks here to look at these laces, and so let me stop sharing that. So one thing you notice that Juanita carrying all those cats together, the Burmans are very laid back. They're very sweet.
Yeah.
They're very playful. You know, carrying 3 cats in the show hall, and they were all relaxed. You can tell that they have that kind of personality. Did you want to add anything, Juanita or William?
Yeah, let me tell you about the I'm going to pick this one up. We really brought in a variety of colors to show you. But the Burman is originated in Burma, which is now Myanmar. They were believed to be the temple cats with the souls of the priests, and they were solid white cats. When the temple was attacked and the priest killed the eye of their god, darkened their coats. She's going to block it here for us.
I love kitty butt shots. That's awesome.
Their coat and left their feet white as a sign of purity. So the white feet is very important on the Burmans. And then we get very specific about exactly where it's supposed to go, like you were talking about, up onto the V's on the back. So the profile, the Roman profile, if you can,
yeah, you're doing good. We can see. Yeah.
You can see on him. This is a chocolate point. This one
It's
is
slowest to get the color completely filled in.
this
So
is
you can
these are all kittens. They'll get darker on points. All Berman,
Wow.
face, ears, legs, and tail. And the one curled up in William's arms here is a seal point. She absolutely adores him.
Real men love cats too. So William, I'm proud of you.
They're very sweet cats. The way I describe them is they'd rather be in your lap than on the floor. They're more like small dogs. They come when you call them by name.
Oh, she said the D word.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds good. We have a trivia question, and then we've got a couple more things. So first of all, let's all give a pause and applause to Juanita and William and these fantastic Burmas. Kate, what'd you think? That's pretty cool. Did you learn anything?
I want several.
See what you did. So Kathy, you've got a great trivia question, and
I did. So we left this out of the description on purpose. This is going to be a trivia question for our Facebook followers.
And wait a minute, you got to introduce your co-host right there, Destiny, right?
Oh, I know Destiny was licking my foot, so I had it was driving me crazy. So the trivia question is, the Burmans get a gentle shading of color on their backs and across their shoulders, and we want to know what that's called. So they get a gentle shading, mostly only in the mature cats. You won't see it in a kitten very often. But it goes down the back and across the shoulders. And so all you Facebook followers that are listening to us, type a comment. What is
I see some people running in the answers.
I know.
Smart group.
I know it. So that's our trivia question.
And the winner gets what? What do they get? I think it's from Ceylon's Wonderland.
Yeah, I will give away 2 of the Wonderland wands, and I would like to announce the winners on our Zoom. Let's go ahead and change that up a little bit since we have Kate here. Leah Dow and Karen, if I can read my own writing, Hines, I think that's how it's pronounced, will win the gift baskets. And
woohoo!
And let me put my glasses on so I can read my own handwriting.
And we'll send you their addresses, Kate. Thank you.
I'll get them. And Ellen Weber wins the scratching post. So congratulations to Leah, Karen, and Ellen. And we'll choose 2 winners for the wands from our Facebook feed.
Okay. So guys, we got a little bit of time left. If you may, hey, Destiny, ask your human to put on that picture of the pet first aid thing. Can you do that?
You mean Kathy?
Yeah, no, I asked Destiny to ask her human.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Destiny does not know how to drive the computer.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a smart dog. We can teach him. Okay.
She's learning words.
Everybody, you guys know these guys. This is Rusty the Performer and Casey the Pet Safety Cat. And I am a master in pet first aid, and I make it fun. And everything I teach you is veterinary approved. But I am so excited that we now have a class that's just all about cat first aid. It's a 3-hour class. You get my bad jokes. You get Casey and Rusty. And for all of you guys out there, because of COVID, we do it through Zoom. It's live. It's interactive. So I can actually guide you through the screen to help you with your cats. And we cover everything from choking and kitty CPR to whatever. And we use things that you have around your house. So we do have openings for our upcoming classes. The next cat class is September 26th. And then we have another one October 18th. If you go to that picture, petfirstaidforyou.com, all the details are there. Kathy, you took my class and you're still my friend. What does that mean?
It's because I loved it. I thought it was very informative. It was a lot of fun. There was other people that I got to meet from all across the country.
And cats.
Through the Zoom, and their cats. And
we got to get Kate on, and we got to get Juanita. You guys got to sign up for a class, man. You're going to hear bad jokes, but you're going to learn.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't, none of my cats would cooperate to do the first aid. So I had a panda from China that I did first aid
Yeah,
on.
she had a stuffed, not a real panda,
No,
a
and
stuffed panda.
I did CPR on my panda.
You can do a roll towel. I mean, I'm trying to give you the skills, but we make it fun and we have little rhymes, but I'm really serious about helping you get your kitty safe and keep you from being clawed to death on the way to the veterinary clinic. So I am a fear-free pet and speaker. I'm certified in all their areas. We incorporate a lot of ways to reduce fear, anxiety, and stress in our training, but it's like, to me, the best gift you could ever give your cat. So that's it for me being a salesperson. I'm terrible at it, but I am serious. Casey and Rusty, you get 2 cats helping you learn first aid. That's pretty cool. What do you think about that, Kate?
It's well worth the 3 hours that you'll spend. It goes by, the time just flies by.
I really, really want to take the class. I have.
All right, we'll work together. We'll figure out something. Maybe we'll do a barter, you and me, okay, baby? All right, we'll work it out. Hey, as you know, I'm also a licensed bartender. We need a really good drink now more than ever, and it doesn't have to have alcohol, but this one happens to have today. And salute to all cats. This week's kitty cocktail is called the Perfect Lint Roller Drink, and it's to honor people like Kate Benjamin that knows we have to celebrate cat hair everywhere in our house. You've got this beautiful home, and it's all decorated, but you can't tell me you don't have cat hair in your house.
Oh, endless amounts of cat.
So here's how you make the Perfect Lint Roller Drink. And thanks to Teresa Kiger, she has this recipe up on the CFA website, correct?
On a Facebook page.
On the CFA Facebook page. So go to it, as we've had other of our kitty cocktails on there. So here's how you make a Perfect Lint Roller Drink. What you do is you fill a glass with ice. This is my favorite part. You add 2 ounces of rum. And this is a shot glass, so that's 1, that's 2. The other thing you can do is do a posse pour and count to 4 to get the 2 ounces. And then you add 1/4 cup of coconut water. And you add 1 packet of like sugar, or for us trying to be conscious, stevia. Then, this is my favorite part. You can rim the glass if you like ahead of time by wetting it and putting it on upside down on a paper plate. But to give that effect of white hair on your black outfit, you start throwing in some coconut shavings. And then you squeeze a little lime. Then you stir this puppy or kitty up. You got to make sure you got a lot of that wonderful coconut. And so now I ask all of you, whether it's a bottle of water, a beer, or a kitty cocktail, let's all raise our glass. Let's all toast to all cats everywhere, because they make us better humans. Let's toast to the cool cats in the world.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Actually, this is really good. Okay, I'm impressing myself.
Yeah, coconut, anything. I'm in.
Yeah. And you guys, our guest next week is going to be Mary Tan. She's a genius, and she's going to go all about shelter cats. So we're very honored that she's on. But before we say goodbye, I really want to give another round of acknowledgement to Kathy Black, Teresa Kiger, our all-breed cat judge that help Meowy Hour every week. We want to give a salute to our very special guest. We have Kate Benjamin of House Panther. You survived. What did you think of your debut? I know you're New York Times bestseller, but come on. Meowy Hour. You made it to Meowy Hour.
I love that there's cats on everybody's screen, and that's the best kind of interview ever.
I just discovered that Rusty likes coconut. Come here, Rusty. Okay, Rusty goes, don't bother me, I'm busy. All right, that's okay. And also, please give it up to Juanita and William and your beautiful Berman cats. I learned a lot from you guys and from Kathy. So until next time, it's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. That's the tale, that's the scoop on it. It's the same cat channel, same cat time. Thank you all for being with us on Meowy Hour.
We'll see everybody next Wednesday.
Meow.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Just trying to drink my drink. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to head out.